Hey friends, John here from Proverbs 27:9 Fragrances. Today I'm going to be doing my full review on the newest fragrance from the house of Happyland, and it is Moebius. Let's talk about it. All right, again, John here, and make sure you like the video, that you're subscribed to the channel, that you got the notifications turned on, so you're notified every time we upload this sweet smelling fragrance related content. All right, so my friends over at Happyland sent me this fragrance to give my opinion on. Of course, they don't do anything other than they sent me the fragrance, so this is not any kind of paid sponsorship or anything like that. Just going to tell you what I think about the fragrance. So I uploaded a first impressions video on it. It was a live stream. You can go back and watch that. But this fragrance is one that you have to hang with. It takes you on a roller coaster. I'm not really going to go into all the marketing. They seem to market it as an aquatic fragrance. They talk about a guy at night on a ship. Will he be able to get it in and all that? So I think they're marketing it as a dark blue aquatic, and ultimately that's what it winds up being. But this fragrance does take you on a real journey. Now, what they sent me was the 30 ml bottle. And of course, with Happyland, you're not paying for the presentation. It comes in this nice little burlap bag, okay? And then, they use stock bottles that you can get yourself to decant your fragrances in. They went with black, which makes it a little nicer. Just a sticker on label there. Again, with Happyland, you're not paying for the presentation. You're paying for the juice that's inside. And with Happyland, you get really nice juice. It's always, everything I've smelled from them has been well blended. They're using high quality ingredients. And so again, just on the presentation, out of 10, I would probably give this like a 4 or a 5. But I'm going to give it a 6 because watch this atomizer. Fire hose, pressurized. When I use all of my Moebius, I'm going to take that off and put that on something else. That thing is amazing. All right, so let's talk about the opening. The opening of this fragrance is very citrusy. It leans a little more green than it does blue in the opening, and it's kind of soapy. Okay, so it's kind of like a citrus green soapy fragrance. This fragrance, and it's unusual because what the notes that are listed is not what I get at all. It's not my experience. The top notes are lemon, lime, and grapefruit. Now I do experience that. In the opening, there's a nice big burst of citrus. The heart notes are geranium, jasmine, and rum. And I don't ever get a real boozy experience with it. But then the base notes are sandalwood, patchouli, and vetiver. And so really I get the vetiver kind of on the front end. And I think the vetiver is what's giving it a little bit of that soapy nature. I get patchouli pretty much all the way through the fragrance. The patchouli starts out as kind of an earthy, chocolatey patchouli. And then it dries, in the deep dry down, it's more of a just kind of a woody patchouli, okay? So again, the opening, bright, green, citrusy, soapy. That lasts for about an hour, and then you get into the mid. And that's the first big, huge transition. This fragrance transitions from kind of a just something you've smelled before, kind of an Irishy spring type of opening, I likened it a lot to Straight Ahead, which is a real cheap fragrance that I like a lot. That smells kind of like Irish Spring soap. And that's kind of the opening of this fragrance. But then it starts to dry down. It really changes. And I was talking to the folks at Happyland. I asked them, does this have any rose in it? And they said no. But we were talking and they said, folks have told us it does all this kind of crazy stuff. And somebody said it smelled like Play-Doh and somebody said it smelled like this. What I get in the mid is it turns into like this really jammy rose accord to me with like leather, and none of those notes are listed in it, but it really transitions from a kind of a soapy green citrusy into kind of a rose oud or a rose leather fragrance in the middle. It reminds me of something I've had from Montal before, one of their rose oud fragrances, or maybe even a little bit of Zaharoff's Rose Halfeti, Black Rose Halfeti, a little bit of that. And that lasts for about 3 hours. And then when it gets to the dry down, which is I think the best smelling iteration, so this fragrance gets better as it goes. It starts here, then it gets to here, and then by the end, it turns into one of the best smelling, just high-end blue fragrances that I've ever smelled. And let me tell you, it's beast mode in performance. Projection, it's real good. I'm sure I've been spraying on skin. I'm sure if I sprayed it on my clothes, the projection would be really good. But performance-wise, I sprayed this on yesterday, wore it, took a shower at like midnight, could still smell it. I could still smell it on my hand. It's been 24 hours. So performance, this thing, it's a beast. And so again, when you get to the deep dry down is where I feel like it smells the absolute best, and that's great because that's what you're going to have the longest experience with. It may get a little, for the niche fans, they may enjoy the more opening and mid because it does get a little mass appealing at the end, but that's fine. That's what I like in a fragrance. I like it to smell really, really nice. I want everybody to enjoy it. And so for the hours 4 to 24 mark, it smells like a combination of Bleu de Chanel Parfum and Elysium. It's kind of in that ballpark of just a really, really nice dark blue, very wearable, very friendly fragrance. And so I would like to see maybe Happyland, I know y'all are going to watch this, maybe do like a Moebius fresh version where it's just a linear scent of the dry down. I think it would be probably one of your best selling fragrances because again, the dry down is one of the best smelling blue fragrances that I've smelled. So I really like this fragrance. If you're an indie niche fan, you're going to probably really enjoy the opening in the mid, and then everybody is, for the most part, is going to enjoy the dry down. So those are my thoughts on Moebius from Happyland. Make sure you like and share, do all that. Till I see you down the road, I say God bless. Frag on, Frag fam.